Hello and welcome to another Your Daily Environment. Today's episode was prompted by, Hurricane Dorian, very difficult situation. My heart goes out to people. I've lived through not nearly as much, but when Sandy came through New York, there was that. When I was younger, growing up in my mom's house when we lived in South Carolina, I saw the devastation of, was it Andrew or Hugo? But this is the quote that I read. We're at the front line of climate change, okay, but we don't cause it. Now this "we don't cause it," let me see if I can find the longer quote down here. All right, so this reporter spoke directly to the Prime Minister. She said, we're in the front line of the consequences of climate change, but we don't cause it. Now, some people will say, give them a little time because they're going through some devastation, and my sympathy goes to them. But she could have said different things, but she said that we don't cause it. And responsibility is a major piece of how we're going to change the situation. So I went through and I looked at, in Wikipedia, the list of greenhouse gas emissions per capita. So obviously Barbados, a very small country, in terms of overall pollution or greenhouse gas emissions, not going to be particularly high. But in terms of per capita, it's pretty high up. It's not as high as the United States. But, okay, so these are the numbers of carbon dioxide equivalent per capita, 1990, 95, 2000, 2005, 2013 is the most recent that they have. So this number 12.53, if we scroll down here, this is the world average. It's nearly double the world average. And if you look at the world average from not too many years ago, it's almost triple the world average. So Barbados overall may not be so big, but per capita, what else can we be responsible for but our own emissions? And so that's pretty high. But the thing is, the people in Barbados are not themselves probably doing that much. They're not. Well, let's see. This is what it occurs to me, that when I look up Barbados here, and I go to the first entry, so visit Barbados, the official Barbados tourism guide. So it's got some really cool pictures. Your stay, plan your trip. So this does not, so the people who are coming to Barbados are jacking up the usage because the Barbados is saying, come here. Now this is an island that existed without flying for a long, long time, and the flying is not entirely necessary. And they're asking people to fly there. So when you take in not the residents, but the people who are flying there, or what the tourism, what the industry there is asking for and pushing for, this is way higher. They're depending on and asking for and promoting significantly higher emissions. So if you factor that in, it's going to be much, much higher than just what it shows there, which I presume is just for people who live there. And I guess the hotels and stuff, so people who are visiting there who don't live there but still are probably factoring into that. So I went to the second one, so gobarbados.org. And so that one didn't have any links that was like, all right, so it said travel tips. And at first I thought, okay, book a flight, find a place to stay, your next trip, so forth. And one place, where was it? I saw stay... the island. Okay, the island getting here. Airport services, so it's airplane. Destination cruising, or flying. So I thought cruising, well, maybe cruising is, when people take sailboats, there's racing and there's cruising. And so I thought, maybe they're talking about cruising. People can go there by cruising. So I clicked on that. Oh, it's this kind of cruising. I don't look up to see what these boats are doing to the oceans. It's not pretty. It's certainly not sailing. Look at the size of these things. And so when you factor that in as well, I don't think you can say that we are not on the front line. I think, now you say, Josh, give them a break. It's like, wait a little while. Well, I didn't come up with what she said. I'm responding to what she said. And if we keep waiting, she could have said, we are at the front lines. We're feeling this. And look at what we're doing. We're causing it ourselves, and we're asking other people to cause it even more. How can we do this? We should change, because if we don't change, no one else will change. We're feeling the brunt of it. Everyone else will feel the brunt of it. They can follow us and reduce their emissions and reduce the effects on global warming. So this is her. I looked her up, and I looked up her Wikipedia page, and I don't know too much about her. It didn't say too much about her. She was born there. I think I read that. So she went to the UN International School, which is in New York City, and she went to the London School of Economics, which is in London. So I'm guessing there's a lot of trips around the world. And you can say, well, she's a foreign dignitary. She has to do this sort of thing. Well, she wasn't before. And there's plenty of other people who don't. And Barbados doesn't have to live a lifestyle or promote a lifestyle of coming and visiting like that. And you say, Josh, give them a break. Well, if we don't look at the devastation and say take responsibility for it, it will never happen. And you say, well, what else are they supposed to do? I want to remind you of Anuband, this book that I referred to earlier in I think the last one. And this is written by, now I'm actually reading the whole thing, and this is only what's online. So I have the paper copy from Ela Bhatt. Ela Bhatt, who worked with Gandhi, worked at Gandhi's ashram, worked with Nelson Mandela, invited her to be an elder along with Jimmy Carter and Desmond Tutu and a bunch of other Nobel laureates and people like that. And so what did she do? She's one of the things she did was she co-founded the Self-Employed Women's Association, a trade union of now more than 1 million poor women in India. She's arguably one of the most influential people who's ever lived. And what is this book about? It's about building 100-mile communities. And she talks about how, now see, the parts that I really want to quote aren't here online. They're farther into the book. But she talks about living where everything you need is within, or having things that the important parts of life within 100 miles. Okay, think of having things within 100 miles and look at this map. So it's not me, forget about me talking about not flying and things like that, because everyone talks to me and they're like, oh, well, you're privileged. Somehow viewing flying, something that most people don't, I don't even really know how a jet engine works. And people who have no idea how a wing works, a jet engine works, think nothing of saying that I'm going to fly all over the world. Talk about entitlement. What I'm doing is not this simple. All right, forget about me. This is a woman who, very influential, works with Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and so forth, and she is promoting having things with 100 miles. And I want to point out, also not just me. I just found out about no-fly climate sci. So this is a bunch of climate scientists who are pledging to fly, who don't fly or fly less. And if you go to the biographies, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of them. And look how many there are. I mean, obviously compared to billions, it's not that many. But a lot of people think about academics as people who fly around a lot. They do fly around a lot. But this is pages and pages of people. It's usually paid for by other people. They don't have to pay for this stuff because they get grants and so forth to do it. And somewhere in here was me. Anyway, here's the full page of me. So I signed up for this to put my name out there, and I hope other people will too, because it's not a given that you have to fly all over the place. It's not a given that an island in the Caribbean or anywhere that they have to fly all over the place. It's not a given. And who says so? Well, at least take it from Ela Bhatt that we can at least strive to have things within 100 miles, in which case we don't have to say erroneously that we don't cause it. Once we say that we are causing it, then we can empower ourselves to do something about it. And that's what this is about. My whole message, I hope this is coming across, is that it's about joy and discover self-empowerment, the beauty of nature, and it's available to us all. And the flying and the greenhouse emissions being double or nearly triple greenhouse emission world averages, it's difficult to say that we're not on the forefront of it. We are, and we can do something about it. And I know people listening to me, I've lost everybody along the way because everybody I talk to, traveling is an unalloyed good. There's nothing wrong with it. Or whatever's wrong with it is so small compared to, well, we're seeing what happens. And I saw some numbers recently about how much the increase is and how much for cities that have an airport in them, how much of their pollution comes from the airports. Anyway, if you want to call me insensitive for talking about this too soon while the devastation is happening, I'll take that. But she said that we didn't cause it. We can take responsibility, and taking responsibility is one of the great things that you can do for yourself. Stewardship improves your life. Think of a time when you've taken responsibility. If you're a parent, you have children, has not taking responsibility for someone else who is helpless and depends on you, has that not improved your life immeasurably? Okay, I've gone on and on. This is what I want to talk about for today. Despite what I might have said, I have sympathy and empathy and compassion, and I hope that people will do what we can to help these people who are suffering and hurting from the storms, because it will be us soon enough. And for those who say, well, there's nothing we can do, the devastation, people know that if we stopped emitting all greenhouse emissions right now and stop polluting with the plastic and the mercury and so forth, all the other forms of pollution, if we stop that right now, still for decades, things would keep happening. But there are levels of disaster. There could be 1 billion climate refugees. There might be 2 billion climate refugees. That's 1 billion people difference who could suffer, that we can make a difference. Every little bit counts. Every flight counts. Every piece of plastic that counts. Oh, I just saw something else. There's something in the, I'm going to do this. It was in National Geographic. For those who enjoy takeout, according to National Geographic, plastic food packaging was the most common beach trash in 2018. So all of this wrapping, not necessary. And I can tell you from experience, and this is a whole other thing, so I'm not going to get into it, but if you forego food packaging and go for fresh fruits and vegetables and bring your bag with you and get bulk foods, your food will become more delicious than ever. You'll save money. You'll connect with your community. It'll be more accessible. If you live in a food desert, it makes food more accessible and cheaper. I mean, dry beans stay on your shelf a long, long time. So do sweet potatoes and potatoes. All right, that's it for now. Talk to you next time. Oh, and I forgot that after putting this up last time about Ilabat's book, when I read the book, I scrolled down a little bit past where I was before, and I see here, where is it? In her thanks, several friends offered guidance and comments, reading early drafts, grateful to Howard Spodek, my father, if you recognize the last name. So kind of happy to see that, and just saw it just after I recorded about Anubandh in my last recording, but wanted to include it in this one.